The rickettsia are a group of vector-borne zoonotic bacterial pathogens. They are much smaller than other bacteria, but they are larger than viruses. The clinical diseases they cause can be classified into two groups. Firstly, typhus, which is transmitted by lice or fleas, and secondly, spotted fevers, which are transmitted by ticks. The CDC has a very good description of these, and you can consult their website. Most of these diseases can be controlled by controlling ticks, and they are susceptible to treatment using tetracyclines. Tick bite fever is common in South Africa. Rickettsia cannori is transmitted by Rhipicephalus simus in peri-urban and peri-domestic situations, because this is a dog tick. And it's a very good idea that if your dog runs around in the bush, you should check it for ticks, but also check your children. The picture on the right-hand side shows the spots on a child's body where you're most likely to find ticks attached. And it's a very good idea to check and remove them. Rickettsia africa is transmitted by cattle and game ticks, Amblyomma hebraeum, in rural settings. And it's very common in farmers and hunters, with a prevalence of about 70%. Here's a picture of somebody who has been bitten by a tick and is developing tick bite fever. It's a very typical lesion, often close to the socks, because that's where the ticks climb up, but it can be on any part of the body. There are a number of different vectors that are ticks. Hyalomma species, Haemaphysalis, Rhipicephalus sanguineus, and Amblyomma hebraeum are all carriers. The signs of disease in people include an incubation of 1 to 2 weeks, this typical lesion that you're looking at, fever and headaches, very severe migraine, and it is effectively treated with doxycycline for 10 days. Occasionally it can be fatal. It's diagnosed using a blood sample from the patient, but the clinical symptoms are fairly typical. This slide lists the bibliography. As you will notice, most of the references to the diseases we've mentioned are on CDC website. Some are on the National Department of Agriculture, and also the WHO, the World Health Organization. You can look at these at your leisure, and it's very interesting. Parasitic zoonoses, according to the CDC and the WHO websites, human parasitic diseases include protozoa, helminths, insects, acaroots. Parasites can cause or carry disease. In the next session, we'll be talking about protozoan zoonoses. Most of these are very well described on the CDC website under parasites. The first we're going to be talking about is toxoplasmosis, then African trypanosomiasis, pneumocystis carinii, cryptosporidium, giardia, and it is to be noted that most protozoan diseases are carried by biting parasites like flies, mosquitoes, ticks, lice, and fleas. Rat fleas in particular carry many diseases. Toxoplasmosis is a very common disease. The main financial problem is that it causes abortions in sheep, goats, and pigs. Cats that eat rats become infected and can possibly infect people. And the outcome is that pregnant women can lose their babies. And immune-compromised people sometimes show very severe signs. The main cause is eating undercooked, contaminated meat, pork, lamb, or venison, or shellfish like oysters and clams and mussels. But you can get it if you're a gardener and you have dirt underneath your fingernails and you chew your fingernails. You can also get it by consuming raw goat's milk. In neonates, fatal brain disease may occur. While adults show brain disease later in life, but can also have liver and kidney failure or iron infections. Cryptosporidium mainly occurs after drinking or bathing in water that is contaminated by human sewage. This includes underground water, so boreholes are not safe. In immunocompromised people and babies, this chronic diarrhea can be fatal. The disease also causes severe chronic diarrhea in sheep, calves, dogs and cats who drink polluted water. It's not easy to treat, and it's sometimes incurable.